Hey, tonight we're making what I'm calling FireKraut. So it's everything that you have in fire cider, but it's the vegetables and fermented instead of adding a whole bunch of apple cider vinegar to it. So the things that are generally in fire cider are radishes of some sort. Generally, it's like a horseradish, but any radish is really great for congestion. It's very, very good. And then there is usually some sort of chili peppers. So I've done serranos, I've done jalapenos, I've done all different sorts. And then oftentimes there is citrus. So there'll be lemons or limes or slices of grapefruit or slices of oranges. This is my radish. I put it in water because it was looking a little droopy. And then you'll have turmeric, a lot of the time, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, quercetin, the source of quercetin, and ginger. So I put ginger in there. Hey, beachy girl. And then we're going to put garlic. There's always garlic. And we're just going to combine all of these things up into basically a sauerkraut with all of these ingredients. So it should be delicious. Trying to decide what my plan of attack is as far as cutting up these ingredients and how I want to do it. I think I should probably cut stuff up into another jar. Good evening. Into another bowl potentially. And then add them in once everything is cut. Or I could just set them, I could just slide them aside. I think a bowl's easier. I'm going to get a bowl. And another bowl. Okay. Like the prep bowl. And then what else? I missed things that would help me make this prep easier. Ooh, I need my little shredder majabber. What size jar am I using? I am using a 1/2 gallon jar. I have 1 head of lettuce, a big honkin' radish, biggin. So I think I'm going to fill it pretty darn well. I'm still not entirely sure how much turmeric and ginger I want to put in. Probably not a ton. And then I have some peppers. So the question is, how do we want to cut some of these are kind of, a little bit, I'm sure I can cut some of that off of there. I probably cut the peppers into rings. I probably want to shred or grind up the ginger and the turmeric. Put this over here. All right. That can go over there. I am going to grab my shredding tool too. And we're going to start with chopping up my cabbage. Let me grab my scraper real quick. My scraping tool. And my garlic masher. Now, if this was just me and I wasn't like filming this on the internet, I would very potentially do the radish and the garlic and the ginger and the turmeric in the blender. Just like shred it in the blender. That is very something I like to do. I really like to hand cut my lettuce because I like kind of bigger chunks. So I'm going to hand cut that first, and then I'll move on to the radish, and then we'll do the stuff that's going to be cut into smaller pieces, and we'll do them last. Since we have the side bowl here, this really big bowl we're going to put onto the scale. Now, if you want to be really precise and you like to have a recipe, you can do this and each vegetable weigh how much of it you put in there and write it all down on a little recipe card. And so then you can go back and go, oh, this time I had 2 cups of peppers. The last time I only had 1 cup. I liked this batch better. And you can figure out that way what your preferences are. And you can just do that in a little notebook or like keep a running Google Doc or something. Whatever your preferred method of information storage is. A lot of times if I don't really think I need to keep the recipe per se, I will write all of the ingredients down on a piece of painter's tape on the side of the jar. So I'll be like 100 grams of garlic and 1,000 grams of cabbage or whatever. And then if I want to go back, I know exactly what I did in that specific jar. Yeah. I like the idea of the brine in this one. So here we go. Fingers crossed that this is going to be as delicious as I think it is. I'm going to definitely try, because that's going to be a powerhouse for gut health. Yeah, write it down. That way you can figure out what you like as far as ratios and such. I like fairly big chunks in my sauerkraut. I don't like it super small. I like the cabbage to have a bite to it. When you do bigger chunks, it holds its crunch longer. It won't just turn to mush. When you shred it really, really fine, it can get mushy. I just turn it onto the flat side and slice it. Sometimes I do ribbons. Sometimes I do big chunks. That time I did ribbons. So they're a fairly good sized bite. It's gonna be delicious. So for this big half a head, a lot of times I will cut it into thirds. And then I'll just run down to give nice bite-sized pieces. Like so. It's also a good idea, especially if you're new to fermenting. Yes, for sure. So you can go back and go, what exactly did I do? That pretty much filled up that bowl with the cabbage. So we use a very large bowl when we're making sauerkraut because it is fluffy. Here's my daikon radish. I used the other half yesterday. Gonna finish it off today. I'm gonna pop my ginger in here, see if it perks up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna zip that closed, and I'm not entirely sure how I want to cut this radish. Someone said shredded. I mean, I could see it. Shredded sounds good. Or like thin slices. I splash my chai tea everywhere. Do you like mandolin slices or something? I wouldn't mind mandolin slices on most of the stuff. Ginger and turmeric are pretty potent, so they need a little more. What am I going to do with this? I'm going to cut it. Some of it's a little squishy. It actually looks a lot better than it did yesterday. I'm going to cut these into like little, I don't know, strips. Little strips. Thin slices using carrot peeler. Oh, that's a lot of peeling. That's not appealing. That's a lot of peeling. I don't want to cut it. I don't want to stand here doing things forever. I want it to be fast. It reminds me a lot of like jicama. And I haven't done a whole lot of fermenting of radish at all, really. So it should be good. I'm excited to try it out. I'm going to leave out the parts that are a little more floppy. Stick with the firmer bits. Probably could have used them a little faster, but c'est la vie. It'll be fun. Okay. I'm going to at least cut these in half to give them more of a bite-sized chunk. Some of it looks a little more sad than others, so toss those aside for the chickens. Can you guys believe how quiet my house is right now? It's so quiet. Dogs are sleeping. My house is so quiet. My alarm. Oh, that's the alarm to say your kids are going to an activity and you're not taking them. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Whee! Wednesday nights. During the summer, I would be at the farmer's market. During the summer, I will be at the farmer's market on Wednesday nights. So good. Super excited for the farmer's market season. I honestly kind of like the taste of the radish, so I'm pretty excited to see how it is in the FireKraut. It's not super spicy. I feel like horseradish would make it really good. Enjoy the piece. Yes, it's very nice. It's very nice. I'm not 100% sure what I want to cook for dinner. I pulled out a steak. I pulled out some beef, but it's not going to be ready. It's not going to be thawed tonight. It's going to be more of a tomorrow thing. So, I don't know. I'm torn. I might just be like, hey, do you want to go out to dinner? You want to go on a date? We shall see. But that also sounds like fun. I'm like, I only have one steak, so that's enough for me and half of him. It's not enough. Not quite enough steak for a large man. Okay, so next thing I'm going to chop up is peppers. And some of these are looking a little wrinkly. I hope they look okay on the inside. They're not like fuzzy or anything. These are serrano peppers. Oh, they look fine. Ooh. The tips are supposed to be like how you tell how spicy, or it's not the spiciest part. Do you guys like spicy food? The tip's like the least spicy part. It's supposed to be spicier where it's at the meat of the ring. Like that part in the middle, that's the spicy part. The meat. So I'm just going to cut these into little rings and throw them in here. Some of them got a little squishy. They weren't in there a super long time. I bought them last week. I've had this planned for a hot second that I was going to do this. And I don't know what took so long. So they got to languish in the refrigerator for a little while. I had pretty much everything. I went to the store looking for oranges and grapefruits, and then I ended up going, I just have these lemons at home. I can just use these lemons. They're just sitting there rotting, so I'm going to put lemons in there. There's so many different things that you can put into fire cider. Same thing applies to a FireKraut. It's so versatile. You can put whatever you want in there. I was just thinking. Oh, somebody's texting me. I'm going to have to check this when I get off. I don't have my headphones. They're charging. How's everybody's day? Happy Wednesday. Anybody doing anything fun? Tell me about your day. I'm going to put these peppers over into my bowl. This one actually, the top is squishy. Down here looks fine. The chickens will appreciate it for sure. So I'm just giving it slices here into little circles. These are going to add a little spice to our fire cider, help to clear the sinuses. FireKraut is going to make a stellar gut healthy, like gut healing, gentler on the gut. Fermented remedy. Pretty excited. I can't wait to try it like mixed together with honey, like a classic fire cider. I would mix it right before ingestion. I bet it's gonna be really good. So we'll know in about 2 weeks, which is actually less time than regular fire cider. I'm making sauerkraut with jalapeno, radish, ginger, turmeric, lemon, garlic. I'm doing FireKraut, like fire cider, but sauerkraut. FireKraut. Like, speaking of going on a date with my husband, I should probably text him and ask him if he wants to go on a date. What do you think? He wants to go out for dinner. Last time we did that, we went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and it was so good. Sydney went to the Botanical Gardens this morning, then Home Depot, then the farmer's market. Couldn't find my baklava vendor. Oh my gosh, baklava is so good. Came home and did my astrology group. here now and then off to chant. Yeah, full day. Busy. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Question is, what time to ask him to dinner? What do we want to eat? You turned my life into a musical. I've been singing all day today. Hi, Gigi. We're chopping peppers and chit-chatting. Just cutting them into little circles. Oh, you can eat sushi. What time should I be there? Heck yeah, it's so good. It has little robots that bring the sushi to your table. There's other stuff too. There's like ramen and I don't know, stuff. I sing everything so much. My kids do it too. Yes. Yes. We are making what I'm calling FireKraut. So it is all the ingredients that are in fire cider made with apple cider vinegar, but instead fermented with some cabbage to make a vitamin C rich fire sauerkraut. It's going to be delicious. I'll be there in 18 hours. Yes. Oh, yes. The advantage to chopping everything in advance is you don't run into the risk of your scale falling asleep while you are chopping and adding ingredients. So I always try to prep all of my stuff before it ever goes onto the scale. How many dishes do I wash in a day? Fair bit. Quite a lot. Depends on what I'm making. It could be quite a bit. All right. I have garlic here. That's kind of my next easiest thing. So we're just kind of body slam it onto the table to separate the little cloves. Hammer smash, garlic smash. What does everybody do on Wednesdays? Does anyone else have a ritual day? Like normally on Wednesdays for me, in the summer, I have a farmer's market in the afternoon. So I will wake up in the morning and I bake bread from the time I wake up until whenever it's done. It just depends on how much bread I'm taking that day. Usually I'm of the mind that I will bring whatever I bring. You get what you get. You don't complain. So generally I make 10 loaves of sandwich bread and I make 6 or 8 focaccia loaves, and I will do cookies and or cinnamon rolls, or sometimes both. Muffins, sometimes I do bagels, sometimes I do soft pretzels, sometimes I do rolls. It just depends. And then my mom comes and picks my kids up at noon. And I take off from my house at like 2 p.m. and head a half an hour away to this farmer's market where I set up for the evening to sell my breads and other things. And they have live music and they have food trucks and other vendors. It's very fun. I'm getting excited for the season. It's coming up. You guys, it's coming up. So I'll probably be doing Tuesday night I'll still be doing Tuesday night live streams on here because I am making dough generally for the farmer's market on Tuesday nights. And so that's a good time for me to go live and chitty chat about all of the things. So after this, I am done with ferments for a little bit because I made Brussels sprouts, which I like to leave it for a month. And I made, yesterday, I made the kimchi. I think that one's probably going to be like 2 weeks. And then this one will also be 2 weeks. And I should be stocked up on cruciferous ferments for a hot minute. My husband will eat like a solid sized, at least a cup of some sort of kraut or fermented veggie that I will put in front of him at dinner time every day. So it's a fair bit. So I have to keep it stocked. So when you make it by the half gallon, that's, 16 cups or whatever. More than that, 32 cups. No, half gallon. That's ounces. How many cups is that? 8 cups. That's 8 cups. So 8 servings. Math. Conversions. Confusion. How much more garlic do you think? I have 4 cloves of garlic that I've peeled. This is going to be for a half gallon jar. Probably at least 2 more, right? For FireKraut, at least 2 more. I'm thinking I should add in some mustard seeds. I think that would be really good. I'm going to text my husband. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then my client texted me too, but I can't listen to it yet. I said, hi, want to go out to dinner? Hi, Shirley. How are you? How are you? Let's see what he says. He might be like, I have to work late. And that would be okay. But I would like to go out to dinner. No children. You need your ear cleaned, puppy dog? My dog's ear is still bothering her. The stupid veterinarian's like, it's allergies. And I was like, okay, if it's allergies, how come she hasn't had it forever? And how do we make it go away? She was like, you don't make it go away. You give them steroids. He said, hi, hell yes I do. Yeah, we're going on a date. We're going on a date. I said, date. We're going on a date. Hi. Okay. What's your guys' favorite date night spot? Where do you go when you go out with your partner? Do you have like a typical date night thing that you do? Or do you keep it loose? Like try different stuff? What's your dating MO? I'm just curious. Date night, what's that? Ah! Okay, so if you don't have a date night regularly, your ideal date night. What would you do on your perfect date night? No husband. Doesn't have to be with a husband. It could be with whoever you date night with. If you met someone and you wanted to go out on a date, what would your perfect date be? You guys, quit dancing around the question. Tell me what you want to do for a date. Tell me what a date night is. You guys are cop-outs. You're copping out of the question. Tell me what you like to do for fun. A date can also count as like something you do with like a girlfriend or a hetero life mate, like a friend who you aren't like dating. It could, whatever kind of date. What do you do for fun? Sunset walk on the beach for sure. Yeah. Ideal date night, something fun, movie, roller skating, concert, dinner. Yeah, that sounds fun. I like the roller skating. The movie, I feel like anymore, I could take it or leave it. There's so many things streaming. I'm like, why am I going to go sit there when I could be at home? Sit at my kitchen table and drink tea. There you go. That's a fun way to relax. I could hang with that. Oh, similar to what we're doing right now. My favorites are pottery classes or coffee shops. Just watching TV shows or movies. Count? Yeah, it does. TV shows in the bath definitely counts. That is what I feel about movies. A waste of money. Yeah, I totally agree. I've never had friends as an adult, so no clue there. Oh, let's go, she said. Everybody gets their own bathtub. We'll watch a TV show. Line it up. We're going to the spa. I'm just crushing the garlic. If you're really lazy, you could legitimately just throw it in there. Sounds good to me. Even just sitting there at home watching a movie together. Yeah, for sure. We definitely enjoy that. A lot of times if we're doing food, we'll go pick up and bring it home. It crushes it so good. And watch a show together. We've been watching anime shows together, which have been really good. So we've been trying to find shows that are as good as this particular anime series we're watching. Anyone in northern Nevada? I don't know. I doubt it. I haven't heard of anyone in northern Nevada on here. Get all this garlic crushed. Sweet. And pop that into my bowl. And then we're going to do some turmeric and some ginger. The lemons, I think I'm going to just slice them up and stick them in the jar in slices, like around the sides maybe. We'll see how far I get on that. I am going to just start shredding this, and I don't know how long I'm going to last shredding like this. I may just be like, that's enough of that. I'm going to cut it. Done shredding. Actually, the bigger setting is not terrible. That's shredding it up pretty good. And I am leaving the peel on because the peel is where a lot of the microbes that are actively like present in the vegetables live. So I wash them. Ooh, that turmeric smells really strong. And I'm going to take some of this ginger and do the same deal here. I'm just going to shred it as best I can. Ginger is very stringy. It makes it kind of hard to shred. It'll like get strings on the thing. Have any of you ever made fire cider? I'm curious. I make it usually once or twice a year, depending. This last batch I made, I got some horseradish from my friend, and her horseradish was so strong. I shredded it up in the food processor, and I opened it and went, and I went, it was so strong. It's like, never again. Do not stick your face in the blender with horseradish. It was very, very, very strong. These radishes that I'm using are not nearly as strong. They're still really good for breaking down mucus in the lungs. They're going to be fantastic in this ferment, and I think they're going to taste really good. They're pretty mild. They remind me a lot of jicama. They're like crunchy. I'm a big fan. I like radishes. I just recently started really like radishes. These things that are super good. How much ginger? I think that I'm going to do... I'm starting to get my finger. Like a good 1-inch nugget, right? I might cut some into matchsticks because I feel a little like my fingers are in danger currently. So we're gonna just chop it off of there. I'm just gonna cut them into little bitty slices. Bitty slices. Somebody might eat them, somebody not. They may not. It may end up in the final brine. That would be totally fine. Honestly, team slice over team shred. I'm going to lose a finger over here. Getting out of Walmart, trying to see what I can get. Maybe look at the plants. Ooh, that's always fun. Okay, I'm just going to pop this ginger into my jar. I'm going to slice up some lemon really quick. How do I want to do it? I think I want to do it in slices. This. Oh, that one's desiccated. I wonder if any of them are going to be good. Will I be very sad with no lemons? They look pretty terrible. We overbought. This one looks okay. Nope, it's desiccated inside. Bummer. Bought 2 succulents today at Home Depot. Cute. 2 succulents turns into 20 succulents, turns into a succulent farm for the desert of Arizona. Bye. Have a good one, Shirley. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring my scale over here. We're not barking. We're not barking. We're not running outside to woof at the neighbors right now. All right, so I'm going to add my big bowl to my scale, and I'm tearing my scale so it says 0. It's set to grams, and I'm just going to dump in what's in my bowl here into my other bowl. And we have 1,718 grams of vegetables. I'm missing up most of what you're saying. My kids are nuts right now, somewhere in Colorado, to drop them off while I get a robot sushi. Yeah, come over. Just leave them here. It's fine. They're not old enough for that yet. So, clear calculator. 1718 times 0.03 to find 3%. So we need 51 grams of salt. So now you have a couple choices. You can tear this scale and make it like there's nothing in here. It'll return it to 0. And then measure your salt straight into the bowl. Now, if you don't trust yourself to measure accurately straight into the bowl, like if you're like, I'm super impatient, I'm going to mess this up, you can put a different bowl on there, tear the scale, and measure into a different bowl so you can take stuff out, put stuff back in, and get the exact right amount before you add it. Sounds good? All right, so 51 grams of salt. I'm putting directly in here because I am a fermenting expert, and I know it's actually not really that serious. It's like, if you go a little over, not a huge deal. If you go a little under, not a huge deal at 3%, like anywhere between 2% and 3.5%, you're pretty good. You're in a good zone. You don't have to stress too super much about precision, right? There's a little leeway. It might be a little saltier than you like the taste of if you go above 3. It's already pretty salty at 3. So that's all. That is all. Oh, it smells garlicky. It smells really good. Do I wish I had citrus? Yes. Am I going to let that stop me from using the vegetables that were about to get gross? No. We're going to make it anyway. So here we are. We're massaging. Next time, I'll do better and have some citrus that isn't rotted in my house. That doesn't change that this is still a really nutrient-dense food. It's going to have lots of vitamin C. It's going to have lots of healing benefits. Great for the gut. It's probably going to taste fantastic. The brine is going to be medicinal. Honestly, you can't beat it. Just making it like this, getting what you can get. Like if all you can get is a cabbage, great. But if you happen to have other ingredients to make more fun and interesting mixes, awesome. Like you don't have to. Most of the time, I don't put in the effort to be shredding things and dicing things and crushing things. Normally, I am just over here chopping up one cabbage and like jamming it into a jar. Like this is not something that I spend a super lot of time getting crazy with. I just am doing it with you guys because it's fun. Most of the time, if it's just up to me, I'm buying the one ingredient and making that. And that's great. During the garden season, I will take what I have available and make it into whatever I can / want to make. These radishes are very wet. We're not releasing a ton of water currently. They're starting to release. My hand is kind of cold. I'm wondering how spicy it's going to be. Eat one of these jalapenos. That's not crazy spicy. I'm not like, So when you're crushing the lettuce or the cabbage or the anything you're massaging, so you can do like massaged kale salads, things like that. What you're doing by massaging it is breaking down the cell wall. So this is releasing the waters that are naturally in the vegetable. The salt is also drawing that out of the vegetable. Now you can work this as little or as much as you want. You could also use time to break this down. Just put a lid on the bowl or put a towel on it and just let it sit and release its juices over time. You may not get a ton of liquid out of this. You might get more as you press it into your jar. You can also add brine to that. So you don't have to sit here and work it forever. You can add brine into it as well. Sometimes it'll bubble over if you add brine and then the cabbage releases its juice for whatever reason. It makes the jar overfill a little bit. So with this, I have a gallon jar here. I'm going to, since my hand's already dirty, I'm going to fill this half-gallon jar with my FireKraut concoction. I absolutely love a canning funnel. It makes getting things into your jar a heck of a lot easier than aiming for those tiny holes. My hands, even here, like I still missed, but had I not had that canning funnel, my golly, I would have spilled it everywhere. Now you can totally eat this like a salad. My kids like to steal the salted cabbage from here and just eat it. I'm just pressing it down a little bit, trying to release some of its juices. It's being pretty stingy with its juice releasing, so we're going to end up adding some more brine because I like the brine. We use it for medicinal purposes, and I want to make it into fire cider made with its own vinegar, right? So cool. I could just eat these salted peppers like all day. All day. I need to grow some good spicy snacking peppers next year because I have really been enjoying snacking on like sort of spicy peppers. Not like super spicy, just like jalapeno, maybe a little hotter than jalapeno. And dipping it in salt. I really like that. So I'm just pressing. I like to use my weight and just push it down. Jeez, just push that anywhere and just throw it on the floor. Okay. More filling. Oh, it's starting to release some juice into the bottom. I think I might actually have one small jar worth of more FireKraut. I think I might have enough to do another small jar. I will see here in a second. I want to use my fermenting spring, which does its best work when your jar is almost full, but not completely full. It pushes down really good, especially in these wider jars. You need it to be fairly full. So I'm going to put a little more in here. I could probably do like a smaller jar. Like a pint. Maybe I'll do a pint for giving to people. The only problem with doing it in the jar and letting it be mostly like filled up, so I don't get as much brine. Ooh, that one was a little spicy. Oh, hello and good evening. How you doing, Nori? That was hot. Spicy. Maybe not. I don't know. I might fit it all in here. Now the liquid's coming out of it. Looking good. Spicy. Sorry, off topic. I'm ravenous today. Could that be part of the detox or unrelated? It's probably cycle related. So in this, I have cabbage, daikon radish, serrano peppers, garlic, ginger, and turmeric, and a whole bunch of salt. Hi, Joy. Just got in. Yeah, so we're making, it's basically a sauerkraut, but I'm calling it FireKraut. So it has all the ingredients that you would normally do for a fire cider, but instead we're making it with cabbage and making it into a kraut. Hey, Vanessa, I ordered some supplies from your Amazon store for fermenting. Thank you for having your products posted. You're welcome. I feel like that makes it really easy where you can just hop on there and see all the things that I've already beta tested. Like you guys, I have been doing this for so long and I have tried so many different fermenting contraptions and I have found the things that work the best and compiled them for you. So you don't have to go and hunt and find what it is you need. You don't have to test trial and error the way I had to back in the day. Oh my gosh, I think it's all going to fit. I'm going to make it fit. It's so close. Oh, my mouth is so spicy from the serrano. Thank you, Suni, for mentioning that. I'm glad you found what you needed on there. And if you guys are ever looking for something specific, you're like, I have no idea where to get such and such. Feel free to ask me. It was so easy. And I needed it because I don't know what is what. I know, right? It's very helpful when your experienced big sister tells you what to get. Happy to do that for you guys. I love that I've ordered as well. It has helped so much. It is so super helpful. It's nice having help. Hey, AB. Oh my gosh, you guys. It all fit. It's going into one jar. The cabbage crushes down so much. Look how pretty the color is. Turmeric, it's going to be so pretty. Yeah, I would have put lemons in it if they hadn't been yucky. You could also put oranges or grapefruits or limes, whatever's clever. You could put herbs in here. You could put like rosemary. You could put sage. You could put, I don't know, whatever, cilantro. You could put anything you want in there. I also put ginger and turmeric. You could do different kinds of radish if you wanted to. You could put fruit. You could put apples. You could put cranberries. You could put elderberries in there if you wanted to. It could be amazing. That is a great question, Suni. I think that I should add some mustard seeds, especially with the presence of the turmeric. I think it's going to taste really good with the mustard seeds in there. I think that's a great idea. So I'm just kind of packing it down as best I can. Yesterday to my kimchi is basically a kraut. It's pretty much just a kraut. I added a bunch of very early spring greens that I grew in my garden that are just like naturalized. So I have wild onions that grow out there, and I have a ton of arugula, and I have dandelion, and I have chives, And these are all things that come back every year. And sorrel. So we harvested a bunch of that stuff and then we added it into my kraut. That's my first time fermenting other greens besides cabbage. So I'm excited to see what it does. Let me grab really quick. I'm going to grab my mustard seeds. I'll be right back. Wash my hands. Salty cabbage is so delicious. Where are mustard seeds? They're up here. I think they're in here. Maybe not. No. Where did I put them? Are they in here? Oh, gracious. Yeah, they're there. There they are. Oh, snap. They're open. I'm growing mustard in the closet. Okay, we're back. I'm going to add like a teaspoon of mustard seed because the last thing I made with mustard seed was really mustardy. And my husband was like, that is very mustardy. You're right, it was. Ooh, FireKraut, what's in it? In the FireKraut, we have cabbage, just green cabbage. We have daikon radish. We have serrano peppers, ginger, garlic, and turmeric. And if it was up to me, it would have had some citrus, but I killed it. It's dead. I have peach trees in my yard, but I have to wait until August to pick them. I want them as soon as it turns summer. Yeah, that's so hard to wait. Super hard to wait. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little spring and I'm going to push it down on the top of my kraut. And I'm going to just put the lid on there. This lid has a vent in the top, which is really nice. I think I want to add a little bit more brine to this. So, to make brine, to 2 cups of water, you do 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of salt to make the brine. That's a 3% brine. And we're going to add that so we have extra delicious brine. Yeah, it's going to be super delicious. And then I added a bay leaf and I added little mustard seeds there at the end. We're just going to dissolve up this 3% brine. We're going to add it in. I love the spring. It just pops up. Top it off with brine because I know we're going to want that the most. That's the important part. And we'll put that lid back down. This is going to smell so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Look how gorgeous. It looks beautiful. That color is going to be super pretty. All right. I have many dishes that need to be moved out of the way. How about that? I need to clear my table right quick, and then I need to do my kefir. I'm on a growing schedule. I'm trying to grow more kefir grains for all of our friends on here who want kefir grains. It does look really yummy. So I am trying to sort out what is my best production way to grow the maximum amount of kefir grains while also keeping me in the right amount of kefir, because I don't want to just be making 4 gallons of kefir a day trying to grow kefir grains, and that's not how much I consume. So I've worked it out now where I have my kefir is in 2-cup jars. And so I have 2 2-cup jars. So they are sitting, and what I'm going to do is, because I have this theory that kefir grows grains faster if you let it get a little hungry. So I'm letting them sit for 48 hours instead of 24 hours, and I'm rotating. So today, this jar got 48 hours, and then tomorrow, the next one will be 48 hours, so that I let them get hungry. AB asked, how long does straight kraut take to ferment? I like mine at about 2 weeks. That's my perfect spot. I would bring baskets to work in doctor's offices. Make me peaches pie. Oh, yummy. On day 11, so you're almost there. Yeah, you can always taste it now. After day 10, it's pretty fair chance that it's good. Yeah, we can grow them here in Colorado as long as we don't get a late freeze. We can grow peaches. The problem is when we get a late freeze, and that really messes everything up. It just kills the flower buds on the tree, and then we just don't get any fruit, which is terrible. It's very sad. So ours are already blooming, so I fingers crossed. We're hoping no more freezing. I'll be right back. I need a cloth, and then we're going to move on to kefir. I'm going to show you guys my other jar so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll show you both jars. Yeah, you'd like to grow peach trees, Shuni? I bet you could grow them there. I bet they would do great there. You just need one. They make a ton of fruit once it's active. A mature peach tree makes a ton of fruit. Okay. Wow, I feel like a new woman. That was so messy. I'm ready to start fresh here. So, check this out. My kefir. This is 48 hours. This is how you know your kefir grains are hungry. If you see a bunch of clear liquid, your kefir has over-fermented. The microbes are hungry. You saw a peach tree? Okay, so it's like, look a chunka now. I just stir it back in. This is 48 hours of fermenting the kefir grains. So now I'm fermenting specifically to try to grow my grains faster. And since I drink a quart of kefir a day and I second ferment it every time, it doesn't really matter if my first kefir is a little over fermented because I just second ferment it anyway. So yeah, that's my logic. We'll see how it does. That's what I was doing when I was trying to grow a lot of kefir grains. I was letting them go over. Yeah, I accidentally dropped some pits in the dirt. Just come home with a branch that you stole from the neighbor's peach tree and stick it in the ground. Thirsty. It is rather chunky, so we're just going to keep stirring it. I need to do a video, an introduction to milk kefir video, where I just tell you what to do when you get your brand new kefir grains. The how-to of kefir. I like the accidentally. He's like, I just wanted to see what it would do. I should start measuring how much they actually grow between the batches. Man, I want to know what we're having for dinner now. I'm hungry. Oh, snap. Good thing we just wiped the counter. Wow, my kefir grains didn't even fall out of there. They're like Dairy Queen Blizzard style. They just stayed in the measuring cup. I got kefir on the table. I want to like snort it off like a Coke addict. Kefir. Just lick it. I just cleaned the counter, so it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna wipe the bottom off of this. This will be my breakfast for tomorrow. We're gonna switch to another jar. I live in a city and they're the best peaches I've ever had. Everyone that's had them tells me the same, no pesticides, etc. Just natural, pick and go. Delicious. And we're gonna do a cup for Natalie because if I don't do one for her, she'll be like, where's my kefir? Oh, I'm currently rooting lemon, grapefruit, lemon balm, and apple trees. Ooh. That's so fun. They have frozen bag organic berries at Costco right now for $7. I blended it in my kefir. Or is it better to drink straight up on the rocks? Nah, you can blend it. Put it in a smoothie. It's a great way to use it. It is delish. When I do a smoothie with kefir, I do like 3/4 kefir and a handful of fruit. That's it. All right. Do I think it's grown? I honestly don't know. Hoping to get my husband to try it. He did finally and liked it. Woohoo! Yeah, make kefir cheese. Honestly, kefir cheese is the way to go for sneaking it in to people who are resistant. Like, I made this dip. I made this spread. They're not like, what is it from? What is it? They're like, they see cream cheese. They're like, that sounds good. I'll try that. Here, dip your chip in this. You know? It's not hard to convince people to dip or spread something delicious. For whatever reason, drinking fermented milk freaks people out. But if you strain it a bit and say it's yogurt, no problem. Strain it even further, make it into cheese. I'll eat it all day. Yay, your kombucha fizz. Good. It just needed to sit longer. Yeah, it happens. You'll get the hang of it on how long for what. The less juice you add, the faster it will fizz. All right. The question I am having now is, do I get off with you guys and film my welcome you started milk kefir thing? My husband got the taste for the kefir and yogurt's so good, he thought I stopped putting them in his smoothie. They have a frozen bag. Oh, wait, I went too far. A little over a year ago, I cut open a lemon and used it, decided to put the seed. Oh, that's so fun. My sister did that. Where she grew lemon seeds. It takes a long time. All right, so I'm going to second ferment. I've got like a half a cup of kefir in here. That should be perfect to be ready for her to drink tomorrow, whenever she's ready. And then for mine, I have about a cup of kefir. I suppose that's a cup. But this has been fermenting out really fast, so I'm thinking that this is going to be ready to go when I get up in the morning. And I'm going to pop a lid on this. And this is what I drink for breakfast. That's cool that your lemon tree is 3 feet tall. Keep it away from drafts. They seem to not like drafts. All right, I'm going to wipe this off. Wonderful. It is really fun to see things grow. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off of here because I want to really quick film what to do when you first get your kefir grains. So I'm going to get off. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful night. Bye. I didn't get out yet.